What up, y'all? It's me, Majora T, out here with the games beat for 2025. Last week, I did in fact beat Super Mario Kart on 100cc. It was so exciting. I made a video on it, and then I unlisted it, so you can actually still watch it in my reviews playlist, but I felt like I was being too harsh on the game, so I delisted the video. But I played it. I beat it. I lived it. Super Mario Kart, done. But I did not finish either of these two games, Rockstar Games Table Tennis or Pokemon Soul Silver. It was, of course, the goal to continue those two titles, as well as figure out a community DS title. Thank you, Legend of Leo, for giving a suggestion. Ghost Trick, I think, is one that maybe I can look into. We'll come back to that in a second. I did switch up the Switch game, though. I did have Yoshi's Island Progress, but I just felt like playing something different, so I picked Ninja Gaiden. And I set some games aside that I could stream: Yoshi's Island, Castlevania, Thunder Force, anything on Genesis, Sonic Adventure as Amy, and Sonic Origins Marathon. How did it go? It went alright. I did beat Pokemon Soul Silver. I was right at the end there, so that's nice. I didn't play the post game, but I didn't feel the need to, just because I've done it enough times in my life. And I think that while the post game is a cute novelty in Gen 2, I really kind of get the sense that it's a bit barren. You know, I think of like Viridian Forest in Gen 2, where there's not even a wild area to catch Pokemon. I think of the defunct Safari Zone, where it's in the Johto region. It's not even in Kanto. So I think that kind of characterizes most of Kanto in Soul Silver. So, oh well, can't put the Kant in Kanto without having a whack post game. Anyways, I'm joking. Come on. Jokes for Johto. It's fine. It's just that I'm not in the mood for it right now. I switched back to Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2. Last time I figured it out, I was at World 5-3, and then I didn't necessarily have the urge to play again until I was talking with a viewer in chat about Yoshi's Island. He was asking how I felt about it, and he was just saying like how while he also isn't the biggest fan of like the gameplay formulas, just from an art direction standpoint, it's really excellent. And then we were kind of gushing over it, and after the stream I was kind of like, you know what, I think I want to play a little bit more. So I did, and not much. I played 2 more levels into World 5, so I'm at World 5-5 or 5-6 now. I think it's 5-5. I'll just keep it at that. And that's 2 levels closer to the end of the game to say I beat Yoshi's Island. So, you know, there's a shot. There's hope. Will I keep it for the next week? We'll see. I have a couple minutes to decide. And obviously the big switch up here is we didn't do Rockstar Games Table Tennis tournament. We did a Yakuza Kiwami instead. I just wanted to play the big game, especially since I beat the RPG of my choice, Pokemon Soul Silver, as much of an RPG as you're willing to call that. I was ready to just kind of pick another game to lock in on, one that was familiar but not too familiar, if you know what I mean. So I am familiar with the Yakuza series. I have beaten 0. I have beaten 6. Slurring through Yakuza titles here. I have beaten Yakuza 6, and I loved both of those games for different reasons. And I have started Kiwami, but not on my Xbox. So I did buy it on Xbox. I got it on sale at one point, and I was just ready. You know, I think I just been craving playing it and just not having the right mind state or moment for it. But I did start it, and I had just such a good time. I did live stream the gameplay, but I didn't live stream like a live commentary over it. So I am archiving it, whether for personal use or just to have it. And it was so much fun. I finished the whole first chapter, and you know what I love about Yakuza is it's this awesome blend of comedy and tragedy and just really good storytelling. I mean, and even stories within stories. You know, as a Majora's Mask guy, I can always appreciate that. You know, there's one story in chapter 1 about Kiryu's subtle love interest. I forget her name, but it's her birthday. He forgets, so he goes to the shop to go buy a nice ring with her name engraved on it, and a pickpocket steals the ring, and you have to chase down the pickpocket to find out that he pawned it off to a pawn shop. You go in the pawn shop and try to reacquire it, but the guy wants to charge you because he doesn't believe you, and so you go out to get money from your fellow family member in your Yakuza syndicate, and he lends you the money thinking that you're spending it on women in the red light district, and you go back in the shop and the guy raised the price. He's like, it's a hot commodity these days, that ring. With Yumi's name engraved in it. I'm remembering it now because it was 4 letters. And she's like, what the hell, man? And so he goes back out to get the money. The friend's like, wow, he really likes this girl that he's seeing in the red light district. And it's just this like comedy of errors, but that plays an important part in the scene. The ring is seen in the beginning of the scene anyway, as Kiryu is standing over a Yakuza boss's dead body with a gun in his hands, and the ring, he's fingering it in his hands. So it all plays expertly into this just great storytelling method. I really appreciate it, and it's so cool. I'm so happy to be getting back into the series. It's one that I never want to burn out on. It's one I always want to kind of play in moderation, just like every year or so. And this is the time for crime. That's the title. What did I stream this week? Primarily, I think just Wave Race 64 and maybe some Castlevania 1. I actually don't remember. I don't think I did, though. So let's just go ahead and list Wave Race 64. I did that. I really did that. And I beat it on Expert. I have the gameplay for it, and I'm hoping to do a commentary soon. And I also did a submission for Waves and Games here on YouTube. He's a great channel, and he's been putting together these community events, and so I entered my first one of his for Wave Race, and it's a great time. I just posted the video, Learning to Love Wave Race 64. I may retitle it a little bit, workshop it. It's a good video, so yeah, I'm having a good time playing through the game. I was equipped enough to beat it on expert difficulty, especially with his help. I got a little suggestion from him for that difficulty. So everything else was not streamed, and I'll come back to the stream box in a second to think about what do I want to stream this week. So we'll just title this week, and let's figure out what do we want to play for the week. I did say I wanted to do Ninja Gaiden. Didn't happen. I think I'm okay to keep Yoshi's Island as kind of the focus game. Not like a heavy focus, but a focus nonetheless. Because it's kind of simple to just pick up, play a level or two. And I do want to beat it eventually. I'm definitely keeping Kiwami on the board. That's so much fun, and I think I'd look forward to playing that any night after work or on a weekend. Even this weekend, if I find an hour or two, I'd love to just stream into Chapter 2, 3 if I get there. And then Nintendo DS or Nintendo 64 is kind of the question. I want to look at my backloggery for a second. So majority of my N64 physical collection is beat. I do have some games listed here that I don't own anymore, but I did beat them. I don't know why I can't find my copy of Kirby 64. I guess I sold it when I needed some money. My copy of Lego Kart Racers isn't working, and Yoshi's Story I don't own, so that's why I have the little ghost flag here. But all the red ones are functioning and unbeaten. I think I need a short game to play, so you know, as I'm looking at this list, I do own Cruisin' now as well, so I'll add that later, Cruisin' USA. But I'm also kind of like, I don't know if I want to just do another racer right away. I think I want to pause on that. So I think I want to boot up Blast Corps. Now, the only issue with this is I have played this on Xbox Series S and was unable to progress past a certain point. Missions were a little too difficult for me. So I'm going to try it again and see if I can't. But I think it's worth at least kind of playing, testing out, making sure the car still works, and seeing if I can't have better luck this time. So that's tentative. And if I do a Nintendo DS game, if I switch this out, then I'll play Ghost Trick Legend of Leo. That's a game I want to do. Now, as far as streams for the week, I am streaming on Majora T Gaming Streams. I believe that's my channel name. I can't remember. But I'm just focusing on streams on that channel. And on this channel, it's primarily video edited content with the occasional epic stream. You know, like my Google Sheets streams where I talk about games and goals. So, I did officially do Sonic Adventures Amy Path as well, and I streamed Yakuza Kiwami gameplay, so those two things did happen. As far as this week, what do I hope to stream? I think I'm going to have to be more realistic here. I think Blast Corps, I can kind of I can make this dual purpose. I can double up and just play as much as I can, and streaming it may help me towards that goal. And then if I get around to hooking the Switch up, I do think pulling up Ninja Gaiden NES would be a good idea. Experiencing it fresh for the first time. I could also play that off stream. We'll see. That may switch back and forth with Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. But those are the games beat for the week. Hope you enjoyed my log. What do you think of it? And do you have any games you'd like to see me beat for these respective systems? Toodaloo.